Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Life with Baby Lily. I'm Olivia and this is Baby Lily. As you can tell, this is the same day as my other video. I just thought I'd get a couple up and, give people a feel of the channel. This video is going to be about how I found out I was pregnant and how I told everybody. I found out that I was pregnant on December 5th, 2016. It was my freshman year of college. It was my first semester. I was 2 months away from being 19, so I was 18 at the time. Me and the baby's father were together for a while, for about a year or a little bit longer. And so it wasn't just some random thing, because I do take that part of my life very seriously. I'm not the girl to sleep around. So it was December 5th, and it was about 9 o'clock in the morning, because I did have class that day at 11. So the reason why I took a test was because I hadn't missed my period. I was supposed to get my period the next day, but I can tell when I'm supposed to get my period because I get this really yucky feeling in my stomach about a day or two before, and I hadn't gotten that yet, and I was like, well, this is weird. This isn't normal. I know my body. I've had my period since I was 12, and it's been the same. I was actually on the pill, and so I was on the pill, and I was religiously taking it, so it wasn't like a mess up on my part. However, I've been taking it since I was 15 for period reasons, and I usually have to get them strengthened every year because for some reason they do stop working, and I think that's what started happening here, and that's why my period started to get really heavy again, and I was like, okay, so it's time that I have to strengthen my pills. And I actually had an appointment 2 weeks later to get new pills, and so I hadn't felt yucky in my stomach like I was supposed to, so I was like, this is weird. So I was like, I'm just gonna take one just to be sure. So I got up, I took the test, and I actually didn't have anything. I didn't trust myself to just pee on the sticks. I wanted to pee in a cup, but I didn't have one, so I had to use a water bottle. I had to pee in one of those pure Palm Spring type of water bottles, and so I just stuck the test in there, and it was my first morning peeing. Usually I have a lot, but I really didn't have much, so I was like, great, this just isn't going to be accurate. So I peed in the bottle, and I stuck the test in there, and I waited, and I looked, and it was very faint. It was positive, but I didn't think it was. I thought it was possibly an evap line because it was very, very light, and usually pregnancy tests stay what the result was, and I still have the test, and it actually says it's negative. So I was like, okay, so I don't think so, but I called one of my friends at school, and she was in class, so I just said, I'll just send you a picture of it. So I sent her a picture, and she's like, I don't know, that doesn't really look positive. I would just go down to Price Chopper and get a first response. So I hung up, and I went to class, actually. And so I went to class, and then after that I decided to go down to Price Chopper because I had about an hour and a half in between that class and my next. So I called up my the baby's father, and I said, I think I'm pregnant. And he said, okay. And that's all he said was okay. So I was like, alright. So I went down to Price Chopper, and I got the first response, and I peed on one of them. It came with 2. So I peed on one of them, or I didn't pee on one of them. I actually bought styrofoam cups, and I peed in that. And I stuck the test in there, and then I waited, and it came back with 2 lines. The one was bright, that's always supposed to come up, and the second one was pretty faint. So I was like, you know what, it's probably just an evap line. So I sent my friend the picture. She's like, yeah, it's kind of light. I don't think it's anything. So I stuck it in my pocket, and I went to class, and I pulled it out in the bathroom right before class, and it was bright. 2 lines this time. So I sent it to her. I was like, no, this is definitely positive. She's like, yeah, that's positive. So I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. I went to class, and I could not focus at all. And so I just kind of just messed around with my phone, because I was actually in my statistics class at the time, and you're on a computer, so the professor can't really tell what you're doing. So I just played on my phone the whole time. And so I got out, and I waited for her father to get out of school, because he went to a different school than I did, but he lived right down the road from my school. And so I waited for him to get out, and I went over to his house, and I spent the night, and I took the second one in the morning. Well, that one came back bright red, 2 lines. So yeah, I was pregnant, but I wanted to make sure, so I did schedule an appointment with my school to get my blood drawn, because they do that for a copay. They accepted my insurance, I just had to pay a copay. And the next day, lo and behold, it came back positive. So yeah, I was 18 in college and pregnant. I was freaking out. I really didn't know what to do. I didn't decide what to do until I was about 8 weeks. So the first person I told was, well, besides her dad, was my brother. I texted, I was like, I have to tell you something, ... He's like, uh-oh, what is it? And all I did was just send him the pictures of the test. I had 3 tests. And he, he was fine with it. I mean, he told me that, he's not disappointed in me, and he still loves me, and, he's going to support me with whatever decision I decide to do. And, he was just telling me about how hard it was going to be. Hi. And, yeah, he really didn't. He was up in the air about what I should do, but he just told me he was going to be supportive about it. And I was thankful for that, because I was scared, and me and my brother are very, very close. He's my best friend. I actually have 2 brothers. I have 2 older brothers. This one was my youngest older brother. And so we were just, I didn't know how to tell my mom, so he was just kind of telling me what to say and stuff. So I pretty much just sent her what he said, and she was like, okay. And then she was fine with it. She was just like, all right, well, we have to, get you set up to go for an appointment. And she's like, you're gonna use the same one that I used. So ironically, my OB ended up being the same person that delivered me and my brothers. And so I called that Friday, and I made the appointment. I hadn't told her. I told my brother on a Tuesday. The next day, I found out on a Monday, so I told him on a Tuesday. I told my mom on a Friday. Or no, I told my mom on Thursday. I called on Friday to make the appointment, and they couldn't get me in until I was 10 weeks. I was 10 weeks in one day when I finally went in. And so that happened. I didn't tell my dad or the rest of my family until I was 18 weeks. I had just found out that I was having a girl. So I was like, you know what, I can't keep this secret anymore. It was just too hard and too stressful going along with school, because I stayed in school. And so I told my dad, well, my mom told my dad, and I pretty much told everybody else. I just posted it on Instagram because I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's too stressful. So, I posted. She told my dad. My dad didn't say anything to either of us for about 2 days because he was away. And he came back and he's like, this isn't what we hoped for you at this time, but it is what it is, and we'll get through it. And it was a big sigh of relief. It was hard because I felt very awkward about it. My whole pregnancy, I couldn't really enjoy it much because, I had a lot of paranoia, and I was also stressed, and, I felt like, it was an accident. She clearly wasn't supposed to happen, but, God thought she needed to come into my life. And, I couldn't really enjoy my pregnancy because I felt like, I'm young. I shouldn't, be excited. But towards the end, I was getting excited, and I couldn't wait for her to get here. I'm happy she's here. She obviously, was meant to be in my life for now. I don't know why God thought, I needed her, but, he did, and he gave her to me, and I'm so thankful for that. And, she has had such a positive impact on my life. I wasn't doing very good in school, and I didn't really like school, which is odd for me because I'm a big nerd. I really enjoy going to school, and I just wasn't having a good time. I was like, I can't do this. This isn't for me. I ended up my first semester of college with a 2.4 GPA. That's really bad. And once I found out about her, my anxiety level, because I used to have really bad anxiety, well, I still do, but my anxiety level went down a lot. My stress level went down a lot. I started taking school a lot more seriously because I knew that I had another life to think about. It wasn't just me, and I knew I wanted to be a positive impact on my child. So, keep spitting up. But I knew that I wanted to be a positive influence on my child, so I started taking school a lot more seriously. Oh my goodness. So, I don't know where your burp cloth is. So, I started taking school a lot more seriously, and do you want some more? And my grades improved immensely. I went from a 2.4 to a 3.1 GPA, which 3.1 still, isn't that much because, it's out of a 4.0. But to me, going from that 2.4 to a 3.1, my second semester was great, especially everything that I was going through. And, I got an A in my worst subject ever. I am awful in history, and I ended up getting an A in that class because I studied my butt off. I actually started doing my homework and taking studying more seriously. Just a word of advice, flashcards will be your best friend when you're in school and studying. Flashcards helped me out a lot. So I ended up getting an A in history, which was great. I ended up getting a B+ in my English class, which was a level 300, so it was a junior level course, and I got a B+ in that, which I was excited about, but I'm really good in English, so it didn't really surprise me. But I ended up getting a B- in my philosophy course, which was interesting because I did not have a great start to that, which I'll do a story time about that because I didn't enjoy philosophy at all. And I ended up with a B+, I think, as well in my statistics class, which was great because I really like statistics. It was really fun. And I ended up with a C+ in my macroeconomics class, which I'm not very good at economics at all, so a C+ was great, and I know that I was so close to getting a B, so it didn't really matter to me. I know I tried my hardest, and I ended up with really good grades, and I have her to thank for that. So, for all you people who think, a kid will ruin your life, it won't. You have to try. You have to work at it. It's not going to be easy, but things will work out. So that's how I found out I was pregnant and how I told everybody. It was a great little adventure for me for those first 18 weeks, keeping it a secret and all that. But she's here and I can't really complain because she's really adorable and I love her and she's my child. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you like and subscribe and I hope to see you all next video.